BWC, BRFS, WBK, and GHX and FMC are related gap down left elbow from the closing price from the previous day. So we'll take a look as the market opens up to see what the news was on some of these, what's causing them to gap down. If there's any good leadership in here, we would look at going long off the bottom for a quick market maker profit. On the other hand, let's look at the gap open list on the NYSE as it populates. Let's start from lowest here and go all the way down. So you have a pretty broad penny base gap open ranges, but we get down in here to Caterpillar, which we featured on the site that was to be bought, because every good listed stock that's overbought is going to come back down in its bull cycle. And what do I mean by, and I said bull price action cycle, then they're going to bounce up. They always will, back up toward their old highs and or slightly below their previous 52-week highs. And we're going to see where that buyer and that seller, that means that bull and that bear, is going to engage with these. So on everything remains the same as far as the trade management goes. So I put out lots of listed stocks that were overbought. You can see Caterpillar is one of them that we like. Every time it corrects, it's always going to be a good buy. The first correction that it had from its 52-week high, weekly overbought, was featured. Then it was time to get net long. Remember, MMTs, the ones that are the most overbought that have to pull back in their bull cycle, are also going to bounce in price volatility, because the people who weren't putting money to work there, you're going to have that public crowd of people running and flocking there to still buy those. So the trade management on every listed stock today is going to be, if they're in the overbought zone already and there is a price volatility gap, because last week the NYSE took a pretty good haircut. It was a 5-day reversal that we called. Today is Tuesday. The bell is going to open in 5 minutes. What we're going to be looking at, particularly in the NYSE and some of the beaten down commodities names and things of this nature, which we believe that commodities will go lower. We'll do that in a different segment. But nonetheless, Deere is another one that we like. They're listed stocks, MMTs, and we've been doing a lot of work building this CCJ is a good one right here. So we're going to look to see where these highs are put in on the open and or in the first hour. Whenever that high comes, is that they're still going to have that teeny contraction reversal in your MMT platform. Dollar price reversals will come into play, because the more you get overbought, the way that price volatility, understanding volatility is, the more overbought you get in the cycle in individual names, that short is going to work very quickly when they put that intraday high in. They're going to reverse. There isn't going to be any more buyers up there at the top. So we've been training people on that in their first quarter here. So in the school, that is. So let's beware. TGI, MED, Dean Foods had earnings. Caterpillar, we're about to open in 4 minutes. The trade management will remain the same, just as it did in February when we had that first weekly reversal. Remember, this reversal is not the same. It was a 5-day reversal that we called. Now we have the counter trend up. We're going to find out where that buyer and seller is this week, so that we can say one way or the other, if we get a blow off high in some of these names, well, they're going to have to reverse and come down. And we'll talk more about that throughout the trading day. Welcome to the NYSE pre-market ratio gap 1.0 and higher. Not only that, we're not seeing a long expansion NYSE gap. We only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 qualifiers here. So we don't have an expansionary NYSE gap.